Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. We're so excited to be able to have you guys. There is so much going on. Russell's socials have been dropping massive amounts of value if you haven't been catching on. His podcast has entirely changed. Plus, he's going live tonight. There's something very specific happening. So we're going to go through all the details, make sure that you are ahead of the forecast, you're caught up with everything that's going on by the water cooler, and you're in on all of the goods. So with that said, let's go ahead and roll the intro and we'll get started.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
What Funnel Hacker TV? I'm Susan Leonardson. This over here is Ben Moot, and there's a lot going on. We want to make sure that you're not missing anything. So real quick, Russell is going live. Well, not live, but you have to go register for it. So we're going to give you the link. He will be live, but you need to go register for it. Later today, it's 2 Pacific. That's 3 Mountain, 4 Central, 5 Eastern. And he's going to be doing a live Q&A, which he does not do really ever. So take advantage of this. We're going to talk about this event and we're going to kind of funnel hack it a little bit, but we want to make sure that you know exactly where to go register. So let's go ahead and pull up that link. It's thinkandgrowrichchallenge.com/money party. Again, that's happening today. Also, it's pinned in the comments if you're on Facebook. That's happening later today. Make sure you are registered for it. Okay. And then we are going to, in just a minute, dive into well, what is this money party thing? Why do I care? But first, let's talk about for context. Last week was the Think and Grow Rich Challenge. That was awesome. It was this 3-day amazing challenge. We had so many guest speakers join. There was more than we even talked about on Funnel Hacker TV because there was surprise guests that weren't even on the registration page. It was incredible. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. People in the Secrets of Success group have been talking about how amazing it was and how it has changed their mindset and perspective on things. And some of them are even saying it was life-changing. It was incredible. So if you missed that, sorry, this is kind of funnel FOMO, but let's talk about why is he doing a money party? So I'm gonna turn over to Ben to talk through that a little bit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring this up really quick. What's up, S3? So the money party is the following. So this is something interesting. Eileen Wilder does this all the time. And if you don't know, Eileen Wilder's in the top of Russell's Inner Circle program. And so they talk often. And so they're always talking, well, I do this. Well, I do this. Well, check this out. What about this? They're tossing things back and forth, having ideas. And one of the things that Eileen does is after an event, she'll have a money party. And it's just it's kind of like an open Q&A kind of forum. And you have the ability to be able to ask questions. And we haven't done this for open public in a very long time. You guys have heard, if you guys have been following us with Funnel Hacker TV, he does it at the end of Inner Circle sometimes. This last time he didn't. He did a special Q&A with Annie Grace on stage. So it's a little bit different. But this is one of the first times we've been able to actually bring in one of these public forum Q&As again. And so if this is something that you're interested in, you're like, oh, how do I do this? Make sure to go to thinkandgrowrichchallenge.com/money party. All one word, money party. And so this is what's happening. So I'm going to go through the everything really quick. So this is the first ever because it's Russell's first ever. So it's today at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you want to know the secret of launching your offer fast, if you're curious about the way to start generating revenue and you need help carving out the perfect offer, ask Russell now. This is the opportunity. So go ahead and put in your name, your email address, and ask your question. We're going to be taking all of those questions and organizing them. And then Chris Cameron's going to be on stage with Russell, and they're going to be interviewing and talking back and forth and going through your guys' questions. So this is going to be a very special event. We haven't done something like this in a very long time. If you guys have questions about anything, this is the time. And it's funny because Russell actually went live. You were watching it this morning, right, Susan?
Yeah. He is. So was it just this morning, 13 hours ago?
That was last night.
Gosh, that was last night.
Yeah.
That was last night. So it's daylight in his video, of course. He went live. He's just hanging out on his patio, and he was telling us about what this money party is. He's very excited about it. It's going to be awesome. And so I don't know if there's anything else you want to say about this video, Ben, but
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to.
if
Yeah,
you
go
want to
ahead.
watch it, come over to the Secrets of Success Facebook group. It's hidden inside of there. Like we were trying to find it. Like I know he went live. Where was it? We're
I
trying to find
forgot
it
where
on
we
his
found it. Yes, in the
Facebook.
Secrets of Success group.
There it is.
But I wanted to kind of dive in, if we could, for just a couple minutes on the strategy of the money party. Because he
Okay.
just did the event, Think and Grow
Yep.
Rich Challenge. There was a pitch for an offer on day 2,
hmm
and it's an amazing offer. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure he'll drop the link later today. So go register
Okay.
for the money party. And then when we think about the webinar event, and it can be a webinar, it can be a challenge, it can be whatever. It's just the event using the perfect webinar framework.
hmm
It's always so if we break it down, this isn't even just the presentation, but this is true for sales pages as well. So you always hit on like the emotional buyers first, right? And then you hit the logical buyers. And there at the end of your event or post the event, this money party, there is a period of time where you're just trying to get those logical buyers that are still like trying to justify the purchase, and they're like, kind of I'm on the fence about it. And this is like the strategic reason why Russell is doing this event is to come back, answer people's questions, and try to get them over the fence of kind of want to buy it, but I'm not so sure. Right? He's going to come and answer people's questions and try to close more people. So there's kind of like a behind the scenes. We know that you guys that are watching Funnel Hacker TV probably already know this because you are funnel hackers through and through. But I wanted to just point out the strategy. So if we're going to funnel hack Russell, watch what he's doing for this event and consider doing it for yourself, your events. And he's doing it because Eileen Wilder does it and it works for her. So like it's okay to see what people are doing and then go and apply it to your own business and your own events.
Yep. And we can pull up my screen really quick, Tim. I think it was yesterday. So Russell's still going live every single day. If you're not getting a notification when you do that, and if you're international or if you're national, wherever you are, go ahead and text 208-231-3797. Get on the list. That way you get those notifications. If you're international, just do it in WhatsApp, +1 208-231-3797. I think it was yesterday in Russell's live. He talked about how, I might have the wrong place here. I've been listening to Russell like crazy for the last couple of days. It's been kind of craziness happening inside of the office. We'll get to that in a minute. But first off, like he talked about how each audience is very different. He's like, look, you guys all know kind of the way that these events go, how it flows, all these different things. A lot of times, a lot of people don't know this because in Secrets of Success, those people have such a different focus that this is not a normal thing. And so he's like, look, what we do here, how we present the challenge, what we do as a call to action at the end, all of these strategies are new to these people because their focus is development, not marketing. And so it's how do you like keep using the playbooks, but at the same time keep it new? For the marketing world, it's hard to keep it new because we expect it. Like we know what the perfect webinar is, but in the personal development world, they don't. In the magnetic marketing world, they don't know that exact framework nearly as well because they haven't been in Russell world. They've been in Dan Kennedy world. And so it's interesting to kind of see like, this is an amazing strategy. And it's not just working for marketers or just in the development world. And like this is working high ticket, obviously with Eileen, but it's something you can use like in multiple different places. And you can use this as a great urgency and scarcity call because tonight the offer closes down for course secrets. And so like it's a sick, ridiculous, amazing offer. Everyone was still shocked at how much value that provided. So here's the deal. Once again, go to thinkandgrowrichchallenge.com/money party to be a part of the first ever money party. And you can ask your question of Russell. And you know what? I actually think he's going to get to a lot of these guys. So literally pop in your question here because 2 hours, you'd be shocked how many questions Russell can get to. And we're choosing these out of a bucket. So you might just have the question that number one aligns with exactly what Russell's wanting to talk about. You don't know. Sometimes the mastermind effect works across great distances. And then, but you also just might have that one thing that a lot of people are asking that needs to be heard, and you just might say it the best way. And so come in, register, ask your question or questions, and we'll see what we can get to tonight, because it's going to be good.
Yes. And if you're like, I don't really have a question, come register, join it anyway. You can leave the question box empty. You don't, or just say, leave them a really nice compliment and then hit submit. You don't have to have a question, but there's so much you can learn by just showing up and listening to the questions that other people are asking. And sometimes I've seen Russell do Q&As. Sometimes someone will be asking a question and he'll be like, he'll go off a little bit, but because he knows they should have asked it in a different way, or they should be asking a different question, and he will give so much value and give you what you need. So show up, even if you don't have a question. And if he doesn't get to your question, I'm sure he gives you some gold anyway. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So go jump in. It's gonna be super valuable, and that's great. All right. Shall we move on to the water cooler?
Yes, let's do some water cooler, because we've been focusing a lot on the Think and Grow Rich Challenge. It's been kind of busy lately, but we haven't been highlighting the social media stuff and the other content that Russell has been putting out, because he's been going live every day we've been focusing a lot on that. But there is some awesome stuff that's been published on the other platforms that we want to make sure you haven't missed. So let's start with Instagram. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's start with Instagram. So if you guys haven't seen Instagram, the Think and Grow Rich Challenge became a deluge in here. If you don't know, this is one of the things that Russell absolutely loves. He loves self-development. This is the thing. So you see him over here. This is at the Magnetic Marketing Super Conference. And then we start to get into, oh my goodness, it's happening. And if you watched Russell's lives, Russell actually went through the top performing ads. This is actually one of the ads. They took it and turned it into a story. So that was really, really cool. And then we start getting into these. So these get really crazy. And there's so many things happening, like Russell wrestling the morning before the challenge, all the different things. And so if you guys want to see the journey and everything that happened in Think and Grow Rich, this is the best way to be able to get it. And some of these are my absolute favorites. I'm going to see if I can pull it up really quick in the B-roll that I grabbed really quick here, Tim. Just a second.
And while you're actually, you're quick. You're good.
Yeah, let's see. I think this is one of my favorites right here.
Oh, I'm living in my dream.
It just keeps going. If you guys have missed the Instagram rolls, you should go and check it out, because there's a lot happening over on Instagram. Did I get that right, Susan? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, so it's awesome to be able to follow along the journey, but this is Funnel Hacker TV. I'm going to bring funnel hacking into it. Notice how he is documenting, here's what's happening. Here's how I'm prepping for this event. Here's what I'm doing the morning of the event. Here's what's happening during the event. And he is inviting his community, his fans, his customers to go on this journey with him. And we all feel so much more connected to him. So while you are watching and enjoying his journey and just, watching it for entertainment purposes, also look at how he's doing it from a business perspective of, oh, I could easily go and make a quick video of, me prepping for this thing. You don't have to have the fancy camera and the team that is editing it and polishing it up and putting cool music to it like that one did. That's not something you need to have. Just go and document it and publish it and let people follow along with you.
Yep. Other thing cool on Instagram, Russell just started doing this new thing where it's which one, test A or test B? And some of these are from the 108 split test. Some of them are from new stuff. And so you guys get to vote and kind of see what it is that you like. Which do you think works? I'm not going to reveal which one worked best. You got to go find out for yourself. But Instagram has been deluging everything. So it is following the document your journey process. Do it. Document it. Amen. And then go and start sharing fun stuff too. So Russell's Instagram has been blowing up. Susan, you wanted to talk specifically about the YouTube channel because there's been some YouTube videos.
I do. We haven't talked about YouTube in a while, and I've even been missing stuff because it's just been so busy with everything else going on. And so I need to go catch up on things. But there were a couple of videos that caught my attention that I wanted to make sure you guys all knew were there. So if you haven't watched it, you can go watch. Okay, first of all, there's some really cool, like the 5 focus hacks for entrepreneurs with ADD. What? Like, some days I feel like I have that, even though I'm like not diagnosed with it. But I feel like we all have a little bit of those ADD tendencies. So, I mean, there's some really cool content being published to YouTube. There's the one with the Taylor Swift thumbnail. What is that one titled? If I wanted to get rich and famous, this is what I would do. 3 steps. Like, very awesome there. But the one that drew my attention the most, because if you guys have been with us and even following Russell's YouTube channel lately, I don't even know when it was. It had to have been at least 3 months ago when Russell published the video. Yeah, 2 months ago. Should I let my son drop out of high school? And we covered that here on Funnel Hacker TV, talking about, like, I don't know, what do we think? And Ben gave some opinions and I gave some opinions. Well, they finally put the follow-up to that video. Like, what did Russell end up doing? What did he do? Did we let my son drop out of high school? So if you want to close that loop and figure out what did they end up doing and what is the son doing with schooling now, watch the video. I'm like, I have to go watch this immediately after Funnel Hacker TV because I'm like, I gotta know.
It's a different answer than I thought. It's not as simple as, yes, he dropped out. Like, there's a very interesting twist to it. I was like, wait, what? That is available? So that was really, really cool. That was really good.
Yes. So lots of videos every week. They're publishing stuff on here. The latest one, The Only Thing Keeping You from Your Goals. That one's a little lengthy. That's an hour long.
So we took Russell took one of his favorite presentations that he always refers to. He's like, Ben, do you know that one with the elephant and the monkey from Unlock the Secrets? I'm like, yes. And like, we were going and grabbing it all the time. He's like, we should just put it on YouTube for people because we want to make sure that it's not lost. And so here's the deal. You guys can go and watch it. This is an excellent training. If you're trying to figure out why you set a goal and it doesn't change the world, and you're like, this should be changing the world. Like, why are things not changing? This is one of the best strategy videos that's got a lot of scientific backing behind it at the same time as being simple enough to be able to understand, so that way kids can enjoy. And literally, that's what it's all about. So come and join because this one's a really, really good one. I like that video. I was rewatching that one.
Awesome. Okay, so that's YouTube. We know also, though, that he regularly posts to the Marketing Secrets podcast. So there's some stuff we've been missing over there too.
Right. So we went into season 3 of the podcast, and it's kind of crazy because we changed not only the branding of it, so the branding has changed drastically, but now he's going live at least 2 times, or he's putting out a new podcast at least 2 times a week, which is crazy. And it's different than what you would expect. This is different. So in the past, like we had like, help me write your webinar. This actually, we had people take him up on this. This is really cool. So want me to write your webinar, 2 people only. Do you want changes coming? Can you feel it? Like, it was just a regular kind of discussion, what's on Russell's mind. And then it shifted into this more, I almost call it a, interview style. Like, so we get to have Steve Larson, Edward Collins shares how he's using Instagram literally for free. And like, what is that one strategy that just unleashed it and made it all work? We've got how do you actually use Facebook groups? This one is so good. I was shocked at this one. Like, she's been voted twice at the Inner Circle as like having the most amazing insights.
Yeah. If you guys don't know who Christina Row is, she is the founder and owner of the Facebook community, Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. It's a massive group. Like, if you're a woman in entrepreneurship, you probably know that group. That's who Christina Row is. Yeah,
it's absolutely fabulous. And this video gives you like multiple different strategies to be able to use for your Facebook groups. It's not just this is the one to do. And so like, it's been really interesting to see the pivot. So we had Unlocking Dramatic Demonstrations with Steve. We've had Edward Collins, Christina Row. Christine Row. This is one of Russell's favorite interviews that he recently did. He's like, I love this interview. It's so good. If you guys don't know, Christine Row creates amazing ads. She's spoken at Funnel Hacking Live. She's spoken at the Your First Funnel Challenge. She used to sell her CDs of her singing door to door as a kid. Like, there's so many things like you just don't know about Christine Row's life that is so neat inside of this training that I would recommend. Just go and listen to the podcast. So wherever you choose to listen, wherever it's at, these are ridiculously good. And they're like an hour long now. And it's, they're so juicy. They're just so good. So I'd highly recommend jump into the podcast if you haven't recently, because it's pivoted, it's changed, and there's so much gold from all of these that it's mind-blowing, truly.
So good.
One other thing has changed really quick. One minute, let me go and find it really quick, because something else has changed. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Are you getting less of Russell in your email? Some of you may say, yeah, I'm getting a lot less. Some of you are like, well, maybe. Here's the deal. So let's see, the 13th, here we go. I'm going to share this screen really quick.
Shout out to Lawrence and Carlos and Chico and McCall and Dan are all hanging out in the comments, and Renee. We see you guys.
All right. So these are the changes. So we have changed from having a newsletter go out every single day to now having it go out weekly. We talked about this last week, but we just wanted to highlight this one more time because it's really, really cool. We're adding more and more people to this regularly. So every single Monday, this is going out. And so just a new organization. This is something that we're actually starting to model inside the Secrets of Success newsletter as well. So Secrets of Success will start to go out weekly. So will the ClickFunnels newsletter. ClickFunnels will go out weekly. So there's going to be like massive newsletter drops that are happening at the beginning of the week, which gives us a lot of fresh air, breathing room for the rest of the week. Now, what's going to be happening the rest of the week? Why is it important? And why is it important that everyone is aligned for the rest of the week? That's going to be a strategy that we get to talk about in a couple of weeks. It's not available right now, but newsletter has changed as well. There's so much happening behind the scenes, guys, that I just wanted to make sure that we brought that up because it's good.
If you're not getting the Marketing Secrets newsletter, Ben, where can they go to sign up for the Marketing Secrets newsletter?
marketingsecrets.com. Just go to marketingsecrets.com, put in your details. You'll be at the top of the list. We'll make sure that you get that. We're only sending those people who are really requesting it right now and adding in pieces of Russell's list in order to make sure that IP address is clean, make sure that, everything is happy, Gmail delivers and all that stuff. So the newsletter is absolutely glorious. Go and check it out. And one last piece of news, Susan, where are you going to be on Thursday?
Okay, so yeah, I will not be here on Funnel Hacker TV because I get to go attend the Dramatic Demonstrations workshop put on by Steve Larson with Russell Brunson also presenting. They're doing this workshop together. And most of you probably know that they're writing a book together. They are writing, they're collaborating on the Dramatic Demonstrations book. And so they're doing this workshop to kind of like, how Russell likes to go and test stuff before he goes and publishes it into something. This is kind of one of those deals. They are testing, they're making sure that, I think they're even building up some like case studies through this event. There's a lot of cool people that are going to be there, and myself and my business partner get to be there as actual like people that are paying to be there, not for my Funnel Hacker TV role. So I get to actually be there legitimately. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And Steve is up to some really cool stuff right now in marketing. And if you've seen him speak at Funnel Hacking Live the last couple of years, he's been talking about dramatic demonstrations and offer hooks. He has honed that in so much over the past, even just since last Funnel Hacking Live, over the last 7 months or so. And he has monthly like online virtual events. So I'm just going to give him a quick plug of like, go pay attention to what Steve is doing. It is game changing in your business. I have no links. Just go search it out.
Go search it out.
Yes.
I think the dramatic demonstrations might have room potentially still. It's an in-person event. From what I understand, and it is with Russell. Russell's coming in on Wednesday and on Thursday, I believe, and he's giving multiple presentations. And so we're putting all those pieces together, like what in the world is it going to be and what are we going to showcase? What kind of dramatic demonstrations do we get to talk about that maybe we haven't talked about before? So There's going to be some really cool insights. And then Steve has created an overarching framework for all of this that really brings everything closer together and makes it tighter and organizes it so for their eventual book that they're going to be putting together. So this is step number 1, is teaching it and then creating success stories out of it. So if you guys aren't a part of it, definitely check it out. Susan, we might be asking you questions later.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll take some B-roll. You guys can see some behind the scenes maybe. If you're like, okay, I got to figure out how to get there. And if there are spots left, I don't know if there are spots left. Like Steve's studio is a bit smaller than Russell's. There's probably not much room. But it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're like, maybe I have time to get to Boise, I think it's dramaticdemonstrations.com if you wanted to go see. There's a training on there if you want to just go watch that. But that's probably enough Steve plugging on Funnel Hacker TV.
Yeah. It's gonna be
yeah. So I'll be on Thursday. Ben will be here for Funnel Hacker TV. It'll be awesome. And make sure that you're signed up for the text messages so you know when we're going live. 208-231-3797. You just have to text FHTV to that number. If you're international, add a 1 in front of the number, send it through WhatsApp, and you will also get those notifications now through WhatsApp. All right, that's it from us today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care.
My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number 1. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look at your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you. It's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.